right. I mean, since you're watching, you got to tell me when we live and everything, because
yeah, man, we live, boy.
Oh,
we're live. We got our logo up. Things is looking great.
Oh, so people can see us now, or because I mean,
so yeah, they see the Duke shirt. I see it.
I mean, you got hey. All I got to say is, right here, Now's champion. We ain't trying to do that UCF stuff where we fake it, you know. But
okay, yeah, I'm not mad at you. You know, picking up the greatest young kids for a quick 5 seconds to let them leave. We've seen it be done. I'm not mad at you.
Hey, man, it's called rent a kid, okay? Yeah. That's what we do. We rent them, and then we get rid of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, you want to go ahead and start it off, or we're gonna sit here and keep talking about it?
Absolutely. You know, I'm using our social network to social media to get people online to try to join us. Facebook, but hey, 3 Dream Sports, you got your boy here. You got Derek over here. Let me send that to my boy James.
I mean, you got James out here, you know, doing big things in Colorado, you know, just trying to make it, just trying to do something with my life, you know. But before we start the show, I got to make sure everybody knows you got to go to the page, Everything Sports, like us, subscribe to us, tell your friends, tell your grandma, hell, tell your coworkers if you have to. I mean, be that person, get a sticker and everything.
That's right.
But, where are we going to start off today? We're going to start off
today.
The AFC?
We're wrapping up our little NFL tour. We're going to break down the AFC North. I'm sorry, East and West.
Come on, man. Come on.
Listen, this tour is taking its toll on me. We're going East and West. I'm sorry.
The tour, okay. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, that's what it's felt like. I mean, we've hit everywhere.
Oh, that's true. We done been to every city, done tried all the food, or at least attempted to, until we got kicked out. But, I mean, since we're starting with the AFC, let's go ahead and stay out west because, you know, that's where I'm at, the great city of Denver, Colorado. We're going to go ahead and talk about the Broncos, get everybody excited. So, with the Broncos, we finally got a quarterback, I hope, in Case Keenum. But before we I
got to stop you right there. I'm hurt. Wow, we're automatically calling him. The fact we have a quarterback, we're just throwing that out there.
I mean, it feels right. It sounded right. I mean, hey.
5 seconds of playing time, and we're gonna call this man. Okay, I got it. Go ahead. Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off. It took
Jimmy 3 to get paid, so he's a franchise quarterback in 5.
You're absolutely right. Go ahead.
But you know, let's take a look at the draft picks that the Broncos did. Well, take a look at the draft picks the Broncos made. You know, you got Bradley Chubb out of NC State. Just some quick stats on the kid. 25 sacks, 198 tackles, 54.5 for loss, and 6 fumbles. For me, pairing him with Von Miller, that is the greatest thing ever because I feel like they're both going to be able to get to the quarterback. It's going to be a nightmare. We might see like the Carolina Super Bowl again, fumbles everywhere. And then even if they can get Shane Ray to come back, because this is his contract year, you know, most people mysteriously produce when there's a chance to get more money. So hopefully that works out for them. And then the other pick that they made that I really like is Cortland Sutton out of Southern Methodist University, SMU. Now, fun little fact about this guy, freshman year started out at DB. They said, we need you to move to wide receiver, which is kind of curious because most DBs can't catch. This kid went off in his junior year for 76 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, backed it up in the senior year with 68 and 1,000 for 12. So this kid can ball. I mean, not the fastest guy, but he shows he can catch. If you look at it, you've got Emmanuel Sanders kind of getting up there in age. Demaryius Thomas, I don't know how the fans feel about him. For me, he's top 15 now. There was at one point in time where I felt like he was maybe top 5. But he drops the ball, and that's, I mean, blame it on the quarterback, not being able to get it to him, but either way, I'm paying you that much money, you got to catch the ball. I mean, how do you feel about the draft picks, Derek? I mean, talk to me.
Well, before we get, let me go to the beginning and start in the beginning where you went quarterback. So I'm going to break down the Denver, and it's kind of weird because John Elway, you know, we see him, he reaches on quarterbacks, but he's not willing to break the bank, for example, for guys I guess ever since the Peyton Manning try, which he had success, by the way. But we haven't seen him go after the big name guy, which I'm fine with. But here's what I think Elway is going to hit on again.
Okay.
See, Peyton Manning, when we think of the Broncos squad, everyone brings up Peyton Manning. Hey, he comes to town, we get a Super Bowl, right?
You brought it.
We contend, we lose one, whatever. So that's what people think. For me, I look at the flip side of that.
Okay.
Elway has brought in defensive talent that has been ridiculous. I mean, guys that can straight ball. And for me, when Cleveland passed on Chubbs, that was simply nothing but an opportunity that Elway felt like he couldn't pass on, because something we've been saying throughout this whole tour is none of these quarterbacks in this draft are really that far separated from the next quarterback where it's like, okay, I have to have this guy.
I agree.
This is my quarterback, right? So I agree. Taking Keenum, okay, yeah, I can live with that, because now I'm building what got me, arguably the Super Bowl ring last time. I got a defensive front that's going to bring that pressure.
Yes,
we're going to replace Ware with Chubbs. Not in no way am I trying to say he is Ware by any way. I'm just saying we're going to have someone that we're looking up to that can get pressure on the quarterback. So I think when we start with defense, they're going in a great direction. I'm kind of nervous for this offense, though.
Okay, talk to me about that.
Like you said about the receiving core, we don't know how the fans feel about Thomas. I think he still got it. I like Thomas personally. Sanders is getting older, but I'm nervous about the running back position. We got some young guys there, but you got to show more to me. I need more. I want to see it before I commit to it.
Okay, since you brought up the running backs, let me go ahead and talk to you about the kid that's been getting a lot of hype in the papers. Broncos training camp, a lot of people are talking about him maybe being the next lead back for the Broncos. Royce Freeman out of Oregon. Kid had 947 rushing attempts at Oregon, 5,600 yards, 60 touchdowns. In the catching game, he had 79 catches, 814 yards, 4 touchdowns. They've been saying, like, he's been showing that what they need, that almost Terrell Davis-like running ability, hit the hole, go through people, and take it to the house. My concern is the kid almost had 1,000 touches in college. I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear. Then you get to the NFL where you get hit by big boys every day, every game. It's not like, okay, you're playing, Southern Mississippi University, some small school, and the biggest dude they have on their team is a 180-pound linebacker. You're just blowing him over. That's not going to fly in the NFL. But, some other free agents, we know they lost Talib and stuff like that. They had to rebuild the secondary. They brought in Tremaine Brock, had 7 years with San Francisco, 11 INTs, great production. The only thing that I'm worried about is he was released by the 49ers for alleged domestic violence. I haven't done any more investigation on was it dropped or how that works out. But we know how the league is about that. That could be something they need to worry about. But the best pickup for the Broncos, right here, I'm going to say right now, King, the punter from Oakland. I don't know how you don't love him. You got to. You got to love that man.
The best pickup. Isn't that kind of sad, though, when you say your best pickup's the punter?
I mean, we out here where the air is so thin. I mean, the dude's going to kick it out the stadium. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. I might have a chance to catch a punt. Now, I'm going to get hit in the face and I'm going to sue, so I hope they're ready for that. I'm going to fall out. You got to. I'm pulling my eye, my neck, so the ball didn't even come near you.
But speaking of the man King, one of my favorite punters, the dude's got the energy. How about we take it to his old team? Let's head to Oakland. Before we head there, hang on, I just want to throw it out there. We got a fan out here saying that Duke shirt makes me want to gag, just for the record.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that, that winning culture that we have developed at Duke, makes us sick. I mean, hey, we do what we can. It's just how it's gonna go. Until Coach K retires, we're gonna keep winning. Now we're gonna move on to Oakland. Hopefully I can make it through this without somebody getting sick. Here, just for the fan. Boom. I'm going to cover it up.
See, I was showing more.
See, I'm trying to keep that fan. You trying to get rid of him. Anyways, we out here in Oakland. Biggest off-season pickup they made, John Gruden coming back. I mean, they gave the man the keys to the car, the house, the janitor's closet. I mean, he just walk around. He lives there. Just walk around butt naked, do whatever he wants. Now,
what are they thinking, though? I'm sorry. What are they? 10 years? 10 years? That is ridiculous.
I mean, they're in love. I mean, he put his game down smooth, and they fell in love with it. But you're right. 10 years, and was it like $100 million or something?
Yeah, 10 years, $100 million.
So I don't know how you feel, but I feel like, hey, within 2 years, I need a Super Bowl. I don't need an AFC championship. I don't need to make it. I need to win it because we pretty much invested everything into you.
Well, if you remember, before Derek Carr's injury, this Raiders team was looking fine. It wasn't looking like they need a new head coach. They don't need, to add this little extra running back here and there. This team was looking good. I mean, I don't understand why. If it's not broke, why fix it? That's how I feel. I don't know necessarily why you have to pick up Gruden. Let's think about this. Gruden's been out the game just as long as he signed. It's been about 10 years. The dude hasn't coached in an NFL environment, and now that somehow jumps him to the front to get 10 years, $100 million. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, hey, everybody gets back with their ex every once in a while. I guess the Raiders like.
Well, I mean, by that standard, if Bill Belichick retires and comes back, his contract's got to be 10 years, $1 billion. Because, I mean, the dude's got multiple rings.
Sir, stop it.
I'm just saying.
Since we're talking about the Raiders and their crazy moves, how about Colton Miller, offensive tackle out of UCLA? Now, reading a lot of scouting reports and stuff, a lot of people felt this guy was maybe a second-round pick, third-round pick. Wasn't a lot of love for him coming out of college. But with Donald Penn, their left tackle, if everybody remembers last year, he got hurt, I want to say the Dallas game, and it was a nasty ankle injury. I think he came back later on in the season, but it was pretty much done by then. But by doing that, you also pass on Derwin James, Jackson, and Alexander. Now, the Packers picked up Jackson and Alexander in the late first round and then in the second round. But you pass on a lot of talent for a kid that a lot of people thought was a reach. They reached to the top shelf, stood on their tippy toes and said, we like it, we love it. So there's that. And then big ups to the small schools, because I feel like this year was the year for the small schools. We've got P.J. Hall out of Sam Houston State, D2 school. Wasn't able to find a lot of stats on him, but I guess, hey, they have somebody who gets paid more than me, because once again, I'm sitting here, doing the show, doing it for the love of the game and stuff like that. But the one pick that I'm really excited for, if there's any SEC fans out there, LSU, R&P was the heart and soul of that defense. Loved them, linebacker. But now, I'm going to ask you a question. You're from the Tampa area. We're going to talk about some off-season moves that they made. I want you to tell me, has Doug Martin fleeced another team? Has he sold himself to another team and made more money?
Man. Okay. Before I get to your question, I got a fan asking a question, so I didn't want him to think I blew him off. Do you consider it an issue that Gruden never reached out to his top defensive player, Khalil Mack? Absolutely. Yes, even if you're far off in the negotiation, I think you still got to reach out to him. Hey, I'm the new face around here. You're obviously a defensive guy. I'm reaching out to you. Let's make this work. Something. At least show up to camp. Something. Reach out to the dude. But here's my problem. This dude's been in the league 4 years, right? He's at 40 and a half sacks. Like, that's ridiculous. The dude's on pace. He's a beast. You can't. You got to reach out to him. And to go on off of that, earlier I seen an article saying they're not even optimistic about this contract. So it is concerning. Now, going to the Doug Martin, here's the problem.
Uh-oh.
Doug Martin had a decent rookie year where everyone was like, okay, Doug Martin might actually be something. Then, after that, he's literally injured just about everything that's injurable in your body. I mean,
just broke.
The dude, he's broke, literally. I think he sprained his tongue. He chewed on his mouth guard too hard. I don't know. He's hurt everything. He killed his contract year, of course, with a coincidence. Then he gets suspended, banged up again, and for whatever reason, they think that him and Marshawn Lynch are going to be a power two running back monster, if you will. And they did come out and say that Beast Mode is the starter, but why not just go younger? This running back class there was tons of running backs. Why not just get younger? Why go after Doug Martin and pay him and deal with that? The dude's been banged up. He's dealt with every injury in the book. I don't see how this helps Carr or this offense. I mean, don't get me wrong. When he was on the field, yes, he did make plays, but that's when he's on the field. I mean, but the flip side of that, I've seen him play live a bunch of times where the dude struggles to get past the line. So to me, I don't see why this was necessary. I don't think they needed to go after Doug Martin, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I feel like they got two of the same running back in Marshawn Lynch and Doug Martin. I feel like they're the same thing. So I guess they figured, you know what, Doug Martin's younger than Marshawn, so we went younger. So look at us being smart. Look at us. But the one pickup that I'm really excited to see play out is the Jordy Nelson pickup. I mean, he did blow out his knee, but most people, in my opinion, it usually takes 2 years for you to come back and be like, okay, hey, I'm ready, I can play, I can do this. Because, that first year you come back, you're still kind of sketchy about the knee. Right. But I feel like with Crabtree leaving, I feel like Jordy Nelson is an upgrade over Crabtree. I don't know how the fans feel about that, but for me,
I gotta disagree in this point in his career, man.
So you feel like Crabtree is better than Nelson?
In this time in his career, I'd rather have Crabtree, where he's still killing it. For me, it's a concern with Nelson. He's been banged up the last few years, where he's got little things that bother him. I don't know what I'm going to get from Nelson. Crabtree, to me, he's been consistent. I'm not, if Nelson comes back and he can ball, to me, yes, he's obviously an answer. But I don't know if he's coming back and he's going to be that guy. Okay. So I don't think, Crabtree's been he's been that crutch for Carr recently. I don't get why he take it away. Who knows? Nelson and Carr might not even work out.
That's true. I mean, but I guess, for me, after seeing what Nelson was able to do in Green Bay, I guess I was accounting for the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, and him working together. So, I mean, that could have something to do with it, too.
Right.
So, now that we've hit Oakland, let's go to LA. I mean, it's nice, it's sunny,
Love it there.
I can go to the beach and I can do fun things. For me, I felt like I'm gonna say this out loud. I need you to back me up. You said the Chargers are your Super Bowl pick.
Super Bowl champs.
Super Bowl champs. You know what?
Sorry.
For me,
I got them going to the Super Bowl.
You said Super Bowl champs. You can't take it back now. Can't take it back now. No redos.
I said it was the Battle of LA. I got them going in the ring. You know what? I'm sticking with it. Give these Chargers the Super Bowl this year.
Yes, sir. But for me, the sign of a good team that's ready to make a solid run is what they do in the offseason. Do they make a lot of moves? Do they sit back? I mean, the biggest move that the Chargers made was getting the Pouncey from the Dolphins to center. And that was
which is a decent move for him. I mean, you got to protect.
Oh, for sure, 100%. But there wasn't like we need to go out there and go shopping.
Restart.
Yes.
Right.
They weren't using the offseason to rebuild.
They weren't going Cleveland Browns, is what you're saying.
Pretty much. And then, I mean, if you look at it, They got Derwin James, Florida State safety. Got hurt his sophomore year, came back once again his junior year. A lot of people kind of, he's not the same player he was his freshman year, but I'm like, hey, you got to give the kid a chance to heal up, get ready, do big things. But I mean, I feel like the Chargers, like you said, they have everything they need. They've got Bosa, they got Ingram, they've got great DBs, they've got Gordon, who's fine.
Which they ended up taking an injury to their defensive, their secondary. They're going to be losing a corner for the whole year, which will be a blow.
But I mean,
but that's part of it.
It's also early enough to where they can maybe find a diamond in the rough. Somebody just
right. I mean, DRC's out there, someone that's a vet, Pac-Man. If you're trying to get a vet, if you're that concerned, but I mean, they don't seem too concerned. Here's what I like. Here's the thing. We're talking about this whole division, right?
Yeah.
Check it out. Raiders defense right now. Would you rank them in the top 5? Right now.
Right now?
If Khalil Mack doesn't come in, we don't know what he's playing. Right now, they play, the game starts. Are we ranking them a top 5 defense?
No.
Are you ranking Denver top 5 right now?
No.
Are you going to rank Kansas City top 5?
If they had Peter still, and if... No, you know what? I don't see anybody in this division ranking top 5 minus the Chargers.
Here's why I asked that. Because when you flip it, look at Chargers offense. They arguably have a top 6 running back, top 10.
Gordon. Okay, I'll give you top 10.
Top 5 wide receiver.
Keenan Allen, I'll give you that.
And, a quarterback who gets it done. Phillip Rivers is at the end. I'll give him a top 10 on the back end of that 10,
For me, I'll give Phillip Rivers.
My point is they have an offense with outstanding talent. They're going to be able, I feel like, to control this division.
So we've hit LA. Let's go out to Kansas City real quick. Get some barbecue while we're there. Since we're touring everything, we're getting food on the way. Get us some barbecue in us because we're tired, we're hungry, and all that other good stuff. I mean, for me, my biggest question is Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith. Now, I'm not knocking. I don't want the fans, out there, well, what's wrong with Alex? It's just, I feel like Alex Smith has not been given the respect he deserves.
No.
His whole career. I mean, the dude is by far one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. Like, nobody puts, as they would say, put some spec on his name. Nobody does that for him.
Right.
So there's that. I mean, how do you feel? Do you think with Mahomes coming in, with Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, do you feel like he gives them that extra bump to make the dude make some noise?
Okay, we got a fan saying Keenan Allen is a top 5 receiver when healthy, and I agree with you 100%. I think,
yes, sir.
I think that offense, period, the Chargers are going to bring some noise to that division, and I don't know if AFC, period, as a whole is ready for that. With that being said, talking about this Kansas City team, I was kind of, I didn't like when they picked him up because you got your quarterback. And I feel like, right, anytime you get a first-round quarterback, there's that pressure of when I have to put this guy in, right?
Yes, sir.
It kind of puts you on the clock. Kind of like Cleveland. I know we talked about them last week, but here's the thing. Tyrod is a Pro Bowl quarterback just like Alex Smith was.
Yes, sir.
I feel like Cleveland's going to eventually feel that pressure no matter what. Okay, when do I have to put Baker in? Regardless, even if they let him play the whole year, are they going to release Tyrod, trade him, something like that? But I don't like it. I know what I have in Alex. I definitely think for the system, he fit that system like a glove. I liked what he was doing there.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, that doesn't mean Patrick. There's a lot of hype for him. I think that he definitely has an opportunity. He can ball, but I was big on Alex Smith, man. He was like the quiet assassin.
Yes, sir.
You don't even realize that his numbers are going up. You're still like, okay, yeah, Alex Smith. Oh wait, wow, he had a 300-yard game and rushed for this. He rushed. What?
That's the other
you don't
thing.
even realize it.
that I liked about Alex. He was that sneaky guy. Like, he'd break the pocket and he'd get you 10 yards, and you'd be like, wait a minute. That dude just ran. Wait a minute. He just broke the pocket and ran like that? Okay.
There's a fan reaching out to you. Andy Reid's gamble could be huge, or be a huge gain or a huge bust. I hope Sammy Watkins pays off. How do you feel about Sammy going there with that offense?
I like it just because, one, I feel like that gives them a legit receiver, because if you remember any of the Kansas City receivers, more power to you, because I don't remember the last time they had a legit receiver. I mean, Tyreek Hill.
Well, I mean, Hill's a beast.
But here's the thing, though. Is he? Do they play him at wideout? Do they play him at running back? Because they move him around a lot. I'm saying like a guy I know for a fact I can put outside the numbers.
Okay.
They haven't had that. Now Tyreek Hill, not knocking him, he is that guy who can play outside the numbers, play in the slot, has the speed to burn anybody. But I feel like with Sammy Watkins, they finally get somebody who they can say, okay, hey, Tyreek, we got help. Kelsey, we got help. Teams don't have to just shift to one side and go that way.
Right. I want to see what this defense looks like. I want to see them show up on the defensive side.
Well, in the Alex Smith trade, they did get Kendall Fuller from the Redskins. I mean,
yes.
I wouldn't say that's a replacement for Peters, because you don't replace a dude like that. You just hope to find somebody who can maybe get you close. Unless, I don't know too many cornerbacks I would take over him. I mean, maybe if the fans got somebody they think they would take. All right, here we go, fans. Here's a question for you. You're trading Marcus Peters. What cornerback do you take for him? Or what cornerback do you want back for him? So let us know about that, because I feel like there's not too many guys you can go 1-for-1 with without getting a whole bunch of extra picks. So fans, let us know who you trade Marcus Peters for, cornerback-wise, to help the Chiefs rebuild this defense. But let's look at their draft picks. Breland Sparks out of Ole Miss, SEC player. I mean, it seems like SEC kind of ran through this draft. 121 tackles, 15 for loss, 9 sacks. For me, I'm kind of concerned. You're a defensive tackle, and you only got me 15 tackles for loss. But hey, you're in the NFL now, kid. Do it big. Maybe it was just a system at Ole Miss that had you that didn't allow you to do that. Then they took Derek Nandi out of Florida State. 165 tackles. Once again, 24.5 tackles for loss, 12 sacks. So maybe they just want somebody to hold the middle. I mean, maybe that's what they're going for. I mean, now that we've talked about everybody, we've got everybody shouted out. Derek, I'm going to throw it to you. How do you see this division playing out?
All right, check it out. Given the breakdown, I'm going to go from the worst teams last year to the best. This is how they did in 2017. Broncos came in at 5-11. Oakland did 6-10. Chargers 9-7, and Chiefs 10-6. So I'm going to do the same thing. Start from the bottom, work up.
Okay.
This is going to be tough. I think this division is going to be tough at the bottom. I think.
So there's going to be a battle for last place.
I see the Broncos. Maybe they improve by 2 games, but I don't see them coming out of the basement yet.
Okay.
So I give them 7 wins.
All right.
Instead. Yeah. Oakland, same situation. Because here's the thing. I don't know what I'm going to get with this new coach. I don't know what I'm going to get with this system. He's going to want to do some. I don't know. I want to see it. Back in his day, of course, he was an offensive guru. But just because I don't know and I'm not comfortable with saying it, I'm going to give them 8-8, put them at the middle of the pack. I see them also maybe getting a 2-game improvement. Kansas City, also, I have a lot of question marks about them, man. I don't know. We just didn't see enough of Patrick, obviously. He's still young. But I think they have the pieces there to win games. So I see them possibly going 9-7, and I see the Chargers switching places, winning the division.
Okay.
Maybe, a 10-6 record, maybe 11 wins, but around there. That's how I see it playing out.
Okay. So now, the last leg of the journey, we're jumping from Kansas City. We're taking the red eye.
Yes.
We're going to go up to probably one of the coldest places in the league. We can go to Buffalo. You said take me.
Let's go. Let's go to Buffalo.
We ain't even dressed right, but we're going to go.
Nah, yeah, we gotta talk about Buffalo, man. They hurt my feelings.
You know, maybe we can get some wings while we're here. You know, enjoy that.
Yeah.
So for Buffalo, I feel like we got to start with the draft picks. I mean,
okay.
Josh Allen, kid out of Wyoming. I know a lot of kids were a lot of people like, maybe kid can throw great. You know, he's built for the weather. You know, he can throw through the wind and all that other stuff. But this was the highest QB pick for Buffalo. I mean, they took Kelly at 14 and 83, Losman, which I'm pretty sure nobody remembers, kid out of Tulane, at 22 and 04, and then E.J. Manuel at 16 in 2013. So telling me that taking a kid this high tells me I'm in love. You know, I got doing the Drake challenge. You know, I'm in my feelings with this kid.
Man.
But you gave Tyrod and you brought up A.J. McCarron from Cincinnati.
Right.
So what are you telling me here?
Here's what I get from it. First off, this is similar to the Kansas City. Tyrod, probably one of the most underrated Pro Bowl quarterbacks. You know, same situation as Alex Smith. Both underrated guys who, you know, the record doesn't tell the whole story for Tyrod when it comes to Buffalo. They made the playoffs, but you got to remember, they got the Patriots in that division. And as long as they got Tom Brady there with the GOAT, as far as coaches, Billy Goat, I don't see them not winning the division, okay? Tyrod was having a good year for what Buffalo had going on. He gets benched. His replacement comes in, throws an interception pretty much every time he throws the ball. He struggled that bad. Tyrod comes back, gets you in the playoff game. He was competing in that playoff game. Unfortunately, he gets injured. You know, that was a close playoff game. Unfortunately, he gets injured, doesn't even get to try to do the winning drive, really. And you let him go on. It's just, I don't understand why teams are so willing to give up now on the quiet Pro Bowl quarterbacks. You know, either way, I get it that the fans vote on the Pro Bowler or in the Pro Bowl. But here's the thing. You never seen a backup quarterback get voted. At the end of the day, you got to ball out. You know what I'm saying? You don't see
sir.
If it's just going off of fans. You know, Jacksonville had bandwagon fans out of this world. You know,
I mean, including you too. So let's not pretend like you weren't on there.
Threw me in there. Wow.
Yeah. Drop manhole covers.
We got a fan saying, I think McCarron could be another Alex Smith, consistent but not flashy. Here's my thing about that. I think this is, for me, Jeremy, this is another situation similar to, you know, where he had in Cincinnati. Is he really going to get the chance? Because we just talked about it. When you draft a quarterback high, the timer starts. Tick, tick, tick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when do I get this guy in? Regardless of, who even knows? McCarron might not even win this starting quarterback job. They might go off rip and say, you know what, McCarron, you're back up again. And that pushes him further back. So we might not see McCarron actually get that go for a long time, you know. Hey, I mean, it happened to Tyrod. I think he went like 6 years before he even got his start and go. Oh, that's some serious feedback there.
There you are.
Sorry about that.
No, Siri wanted to hop up and tell me what the weather was doing because there's a storm getting ready to roll through. But anyways,
okay.
You know, Siri's doing her thing. So, with all that, I mean, for me, the biggest issue besides the quarterback is Shady McCoy. how do we handle that situation? Because that's pretty scary considering all the stuff that came out with him right away. I mean, how do you see the league handling that, and how do you see...
I mean, do they have a choice? I feel like you're almost in a position where you have to hand out some type of suspension, right? Because we've seen, granted, it is slightly different, I get it, but we've seen Elliott get suspended off of just the allegation. So I think I can see something coming out. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that's where the NFL is definitely losing to the NBA. They seem definitely lost when it comes to handling this type of situation, any type of protest, all that stuff. It seems like the NFL's lost in the sauce and don't really know what they got going on. So I would definitely be concerned about McCoy. You don't know if he's going to be there week 1. You know, if he is there, you don't know if you got him in the middle of the season. It definitely is a concern.
But the other thing, they brought in Chris Ivory. I think they brought him in as an insurance plan just in case. But I feel like Buffalo is just going to be a mess this year because they don't have the quarterback situation figured out. The running back was like the only thing that saved them. The defense is okay, but not great. So I feel like Buffalo's going to be a mess. But we're going to get out of Buffalo. We're going to go visit Billy Goat. We're going to go see
I know we got some New England fans in here.
I'm going to go see
everyone love to cheer for them.
I'm going to go see if we can get some training tips. You know, maybe get the TB12 cookbook, you know.
Hey, for before we get started, let's talk about it. How'd you guys fans and you, James, quick question, if y'all seen it, Tom Brady's reaction to when the media asked him if his trainer had anything to do with pretty much Edelman's popping hot situation. How'd you feel about how he handled that?
For me, I thought it was funny. Just like, you know, you don't ask Tom Brady about cheating. Tom Brady said, I done been there, done that, got away with it. You know, I was deflating footballs, but we had the most gangster coach in the league. Hey, I don't know anything about it. Coach Belichick, we're seeing you deflating the ball right now. No, you don't. So, I mean, that's New England's way. Hey, you asked me a dumb question, we walking out. They pretty much got Popovich by Tom Brady. Just walked out.
I love it.
But, you know,
I love it.
Coming back to that whole situation, let's go ahead and talk about the draft picks for the New England Patriots. Then we'll get into kind of how maybe there's some chinks in the armor. You know, a lot of people, they need to replace a lot of coaches. But they've got Isaiah Wynn, left tackle out of Georgia. I'm not going to throw out any stats. I feel like if you watch any of the bowl, if you watch the Oklahoma game, if you watch any football, you know what the kid's about. But the Patriots feel he's a little undersized to play tackle, so they're going to move him inside at guard, which that normally happens to a lot of people. If they feel like they're undersized, they get moved to guard once they make it to the NFL. Then you also got his teammate, Sonny Michel, the running back out of Georgia.
Right.
Him and Chubb together, great 1-2 punch, both averaged over 100 yards, which I don't know how you feel, but in a college game, I feel like that's kind of hard. I feel like you've got either the lead back and then you've got the guy who gets the touchdowns. You know, you've got the guy who gets you down there, then you've got the guy who gets the touchdowns. But they were able to do both, touchdowns and yards. So, great pickup for them. Now, let's talk about their off-season moves, and let's talk about the coaches they lost. And I feel like this is starting to be where we're going to see how great Bill Belichick is as a coach, because Patricia's gone. Vrabel went to Tennessee. I mean, 2 great coaches. And now we're starting to hear a little more about...
Well, I don't think they actually were affected too much from the Vrabel cut, because I want to say Vrabel... God, I can't remember. I want to say, wasn't he with Houston or Minnesota this last season anyway? I don't think he was actually with New England's staff. I don't think. I know he was under...
You might be right.
He played. I know he was a player for New England, but I don't think he was actually on their staff.
No, you're right.
I don't think.
He was... No, correction to the fans. I gave you false information. He was with Houston. And then he moved... And then he got picked up by Tennessee.
We got some fans real quick touching up. They're going back and forth. about the Tom Brady thing. I saw it. I think Tom Brady needs to address the Alex Guerrero situation. Got a fan agreeing. What is his Guerrero role? Was another backup for like Barry Bonds. Here's the thing. Okay, if this is my right-hand man, and I fought for him to pretty much travel with my team, I got him pretty much training everyone. He works at my facility, which is right outside the stadium. Why? Why should I come to bat or come up and just throw this man under the bus? Here's the thing. We found this out recently with an NFL player. These products that they get, some of the stuff that they're popping hot for is just simply from GNC. So why should I go up, if James is my trainer, yes, why should I go up and say, you know what? Yeah, James was training this receiver of mine, and put his name out there when, for all I know, Edelman went to GNC on his own, bought something that he thought was clean, and popped hot for it. Yes, sir. I don't think that's necessary to throw him under the bus like that. Especially with, the way the NFL hands out suspensions and all this crazy stuff. Good for Roger Goodell. Let him do some work. I'm happy for him. So Good for Tom Brady. Stay out of that.
For the offseason pickups, they've got Danny Shelton and Jason, one of the Cordy brothers from Cleveland. So great pickups for them. They get to go from a losing team to a winning team. Shelton ranked the 31st best defensive tackle last year. Cordy, the 27th QB, cornerback. So, they're making solid pickups. The pickup that I'm really excited for is the Jeremy Hill to replace Dion Lewis. Because if we got any Cincinnati fans out there, I feel like he was the Dion Lewis for them. The screen pass, the stretch to run plays. And I feel like that can really help them. I feel like that can be a good replacement pickup. Now that we're done in New England, let's go to the best team in New York, best football team, the Jets. Hey,
I want to throw out one thing, too, for the Patriots fan as we end and then tie into this. Because we got our New England fan club out there. Just so you guys know, in 2012, the Patriots broke a tie with the Dolphins for winning the most division titles with their division titles 13, 14, 15, 16, and now 2017. So, hey, congratulations, New England, on once again destroying that division.
They've owned that division. They've owned the NFL for quite a while.
Yeah.
The Philly Special got them. That sounds like something you go to the store out here and get, but we're going to move on from that.
Yes, sir. Take us to this.
So
I don't want to really call it a jet. It's more like a.
Well, they're better than the Giants, but anyways.
There's less than jet blue here.
Oh wow. So, with the draft pick, everybody knows Sam Darnold. Another interesting pick at quarterback. Yeah. Another first-round quarterback pick. So the clock is ticking to get him on the field. The pickup that I'm concerned about is their second-round pick, Nathan Shepard, out of Fort Hays State. Now, I'm going to give the fans some stats, and I want you to tell me how you feel about it.
Okay.
All right, in 16, this man has 69 tackles, 29 solo, 40 for loss, 3 sacks. 17, 61 tackles, 31 solo, 30 assisted, 3 sacks. And 18, 38 tackles, 18 solo, 20 assists, 4 sacks. Does that scream second-round pick to you? Talk to me, Derek, because I feel like his stats are going backwards.
Hey, with Bridgewater, because we don't know what we're going to get, right? So they bring in Darnold, who I was maybe too tough on. I don't know, but I know I'm not a fan of him.
No.
In my opinion, his IQ's not there. He doesn't make the best decisions, throws very unnecessary interceptions. Now we're going to put him in a system that doesn't have too many weapons. My best weapons out here telling the cop that he gonna destroy his wife. That we can't have that, man.
Yes, sir.
We can't have that, because if he's off the field, now I'm really in trouble.
You know, I'm concerned for him. And then you flip it to the defense. Well, then I lost my best defensive weapon to Green Bay. It's just,
yeah.
Oh, the Jets might. I'm predicting the Jets might be, you know, the bottom feeders in all of NFL this year. I think it could be tough. I mean, they did good last year. I like the DBs they picked up last year, but I don't know, man. It's just tough. It's tough. I mean, they don't really have, in my opinion, the weapons to do it. But you know, the last time this team won a playoff is 2010. I'm sure they're hungry. You know, the Jets fans are hungry. They want to see it. They want to see it come back. But all I'm seeing is possibly another butt fumble. I don't see it.
Well, yeah, the Jets are a mess. I mean, they don't know what they're doing. I mean, that they've been a mess for a while. But
Right.
so for their offseason moves, I mean, you can't really complain. You can't be too upset. I mean, they went and picked up Jermaine Johnson, 18 picks since 2012. So the guy's doing work. I mean, they re-signed Morris Claiborne to kind of help mentor these young DBs they picked up and stuff like that. But once again, we're back. You've got Teddy Bridgewater, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold. That's a mess. Because
Well, from what I'm seeing, by the way, sorry to cut you off, is it looks like Bridgewater might be someone they're willing to put on the trade block, just to throw that out there.
to me, that is, I feel bad for Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
One, because he was a great quarterback, but had that horrific knee injury, which, to be honest, I'm glad he's back playing. You know, big ups to him for having the heart to come back. You know, that Mamba mentality, as everybody likes to say now, to come back and do big things.
Right.
But we're gonna finish it out right. I'm gonna come over. You're close to Miami. I'm gonna come down there. You know, I'm gonna sit on the beach, stuff like that. Sleep on your couch. You know, maybe if you let me. You know, I know you got to clear with everybody else.
Check it out. So I did what I just said. I said the Jets are going to be the dumpster fire of the NFL, right?
Right.
Well, if they're the dumpster fire, Miami's the garbage inside that dumpster. They ain't much better, okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
Shots fired.
They are bad. I don't know too many people, even including the Miami fans I talked to, who are sold on Tannehill, right? I mean, everyone thought that they were going to sneak in and get a quarterback.
Which they...
But I like what they did. You got to want an opportunity to get a safety that actually stood out, you know, opposed to getting a quarterback that we're like, maybe he'll play. So I did like that. Fitzpatrick, you can't pass on him. But then you lose Sue, you lose Landry. We trade Joseph Ajayi. You know, we trade Ajayi. I don't know what Miami's gonna do, man. I don't.
Well, I mean, let's look at their draft picks, because I mean, maybe these two are the garbage men that have come, you know, take them out. You got Minkah Fitzpatrick, DB out of Alabama. Enough said. I mean, the kid started his freshman year, did a lot. I mean, played cornerback, safety. I mean, might have played quarterback. We just never paid attention. But he was the brainchild of that defense. Nick Saban loved him. So, and then you got Jasicki out of Penn State, a tight end. Kid is athletic. I mean, surprised a lot of people with. I'm not going to pull a Deion Sanders and get surprised that he could run and stuff like that. You know, if you watch the combine, you saw Deion get excited that a white kid could run like a 4.2. Kind of like, wow, you know, I'm not going to pull a Deion.
Borderline out of control movement.
Pretty much. We might, Deion, bring it back. But this kid had problems his freshman year. Not off the field problems, just catching the ball, you know, just going from high school to college. Took him a minute. But once he caught on, kid was amazing. Safety blanket for everybody. Opened up Barkley. But here's the thing. With the offseason moves, I feel like, you know, maybe the Dolphins are onto something. They went and picked up Danny Amendola, another Patriots player. and Albert Wilson from Kansas City, another wide receiver. So Amendola rated out at 80, got graded for last year, overall an 80. Great guy, great all around the board. Albert Wilson graded out at 77. So you've got two great players coming in to help out Tannehill.
Would you call either one of them a better receiver than Landry?
Like, I would say...
Oh, hell, just say it. They're in trouble. They in trouble. They lost the best receiver.
They did.
Lost the best
They
running
did.
back.
They're
in trouble. I don't care. You could have brought in Amendola. You could have brought in someone's medulla oblongata. You're in trouble. It don't matter.
They're in trouble because Landry was a great receiver. He was the offense. He was that receiver. And if you go to Everything Sports, you check out the page, we've got a link posted where Landry just I felt like the dude should have just laid down and played dead. That whoever was covering him should have just laid down, played dead, faked an injury, crawled off the field, but Landry just took him to church real quick. So, you can't...
Fans talking to us. I feel like it'd be better for Teddy's career if he was traded to another team. Osweiler's even worse. Who knows what Smoking Jay is going to do? Yeah, I think Smoking Jay is going to do exactly that. Continue smoking and chill on the sidelines and probably get a Fox job, something along those lines.
But they brought, we'll come back to the trading Teddy Bridgewater, because to that fan, where would you like to see him go? And do you think a team's willing to trade for him, or does he need to show something in New York, at least get 2 games on tape so people can watch him and see what he can do? So hit me up with the response to that question.
Okay.
But, they picked up Josh Sitton, Packers. He played for the Packers, then he went to the Bears. Now he's in Miami. Great pickup for them. They got Frank Gore, which I felt like Indy should have never let him go. But, we've made it. We're in Miami. We're in the warm. So, Derek, I'm going to kick it to you. How do you see this division playing out?
All right, check it. Last year's standings, worst to best. We had Jets go 5-11. Dolphins slightly better at 6-10. Bills 9-7. Patriots 13-3. To be honest, I don't see the teams moving. I see it pretty much going similar to what it is. The Jets, I don't know if I give them 5 games. I'm not a believer right now. I want to see a little more. I'll give them 3 games this year. I think they're going to take a step back. I'm going to go 3 games for them. Miami, I think Miami's going to go 5-11. I think it's going to be a rough year for them. I just don't see enough. Tannehill, when he had the weapons that were Pro Bowler receivers, the Pro Bowler running back that killed it, he still was, struggling. So, I don't know. Now, these Buffalo Bills, I'm going to give them 7-9. So they're not going to, I think they'll miss it. Not that 9-7. I think they miss it. That's a lot of pressure on the rookie quarterback, assuming that's where they go. And we don't know what's going to happen with Shady. And I think it's only right to say the Patriots finished 13-3 again, where they're in a division where they can sweep everybody possibly and just run the board. But with that being said, I think the Patriots struggle once they make it past there, for the simple fact I'm not confident in this Patriot team. They do look a lot different. Their weapons are banged up that they have.
Earlier,
we got an answer to that question, by the way, just to give that to you. I feel like he has proven he is a solid option at quarterback. I'd like to see him go to New England, Saints possibly, or Bills if Josh Allen does not do well in the system. Oof. But that's the tough part, because out of all those options, Josh Allen's the rookie. We always see it. Rookies are going to get chances, so I don't see them trading to get another quarterback to put that pressure on. I don't see it.
Huh? Oh, hold on. I've got a guest who's going to say goodbye real quick.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to come over here, but she...
Come on. Bring on.
Oh,
hello.
Oh, there
we go.
There we go. All right.
I love it.
All right, there we go.
See, that's love.
See.
That's love. That's love.
Got to be. Hey,
look
it's
at
a team
the dog
effort.
jealous, though. The dog's jealous.
I mean, got to be. Yeah. So, thank you to the fan for answering that question, But Derek mentioned we had a question from a fan, a bonus question from a previous episode.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, out of Patricia and the Tennessee Titans new coach.
Yes.
Who will have the better season, or was it the overall coaching?
Let me go to the actual question. So, which Bill Belichick disciple will lead his team to the most wins out of the two? So it's talking about just for the season. Who's going to get more wins out of the teams? Are you going with the Lions, or are you going to go with the Titans?
For me, I'm going to go with the Titans, just because I feel like they're in a easier division. Because while the Lions have done great, they're still in the NFC North, and you're a quarterback away from not winning anything.
I'm sorry. And, I'm sorry to cut you off. And O'Brien's in the conversation because he the Vrabel, it's Vrabel, Patricia or O'Brien from Houston Texans.
Oh, see now you're about to make me lie to you, because I'm gonna have to go down to Houston. If out of all three of those, I'm gonna go with Houston, because I feel like Deshaun Watson has that it factor at QB, can make or break that team, because we saw when he was playing, Houston Texans were a beast, and then you got Hopkins. Looking good. I mean, Hopkins finally get a real a quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. Bill O'Brien will have the better season out of all of them. I will say that the Titans, Vrabel will come in second, and I say Patricia falls in at third. If we're going that way. Talk to me, because it looks like you're about to tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, here's what I got. I mean, I am going to change it up. I do think O'Brien has the best chance in the perfect storm. If we're staying healthy, everyone's good. Yes, I'm going Houston. I don't see it. There's too many injury-prone dudes for that matter. I'm gonna go with Detroit. I'm gonna go Patricia.
Okay,
I like. Listen, Detroit had a solid run last year. And I think that they're only going to build on top of that. So I'm going to go them first. I'll go O'Brien second and put them Tennessee Titans with Vrabel third. And it's not a matter of saying Titans are going to be bad. I just think out of those three teams, as far as wins, I think Titans are going to come up short to them.
Okay. So, I
have, if you remember from the other episodes, I got the Titans, the Lions coming in second place in this division with double-digit wins. So, I think that they're on to something. I can't sit here and say they're going to win double digits, and then I don't see the Titans doing it. So, hey.
I feel like we've went across the country, hit up great cities.
Yeah.
Everybody loved us. I hope everybody loved us in the cities we went to. If not,
absolutely,
we made it out before they could run us out. So we got a couple of... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I was going where you're going, man. Floor is open to the fans. If you guys got any questions or stuff you want to talk about, please let us know. Make sure you like, sharing, and comment on this. But please, the floor is yours. I got a question for the fans and you, James, if you've watched it. If you have watched it, how do you feel about the new season of Last Chance U and the new school they're at?
Okay, I started it last night, that kind of, because I wanted to give it a little bit, I had to make sure I cleared my schedule. Absolutely. I had to make sure, I had time to sit down and fully enjoy it. So I just watched, I want to say, the third episode. For me,
yes.
I like this coach better than the EMCC coach. I like For me, I like him better because it seems like he's able to relate to the kids. Like,
yeah, I'll give you that.
He's able to relate to the kids. It sounds like he had a rough upbringing, so he's able to relate to a lot of the kids. The person I'm excited about that I really want to see like how throughout the season is the English teacher.
Oh man!
I mean,
the English teacher is absolutely awesome. She's amazing.
To me, I feel like I wish I knew her name because I'd give her a
Yeah.
quick shout out. But to me, she brings that passion that a lot of these kids never had. Like they've never had somebody sit down and say, "Hey, tell me 3 great things about you." Like in the
Bobby Brown, that's my boy.
Him, that kid can play football, but it looks like he's never had anybody actually take look out.
Hey, real quick, her name for the shout out, Latanya Pinkard.
I wish I
think
had.
That's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name.
I wish I had a teacher like her.
She's awesome
because she brings that passion, and it's like it's not fake. I feel like whenever she talks to a student, it's I want you out of Independence, Kansas. I want you to go do bigger and better things. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and let you talk on it because I really like this show.
I'm a huge fan of the show, first off, from first season, second season, third season. Let me start with the first 2. I think the only reason East Mississippi lost it and didn't want to continue is because of the image it painted of the coach. And to me, he was a normal coach. He did the cursing at the kids, grabbing them, whatnot. To me, it was normal. I don't think he went too far. Now, did his kids go too far in season 1 with the fight? Of course. But I think as a coach, it did. But if you notice in season 2, he tried to control it more because of the cameras. I think that it affected him personally and then affected the field. So I think that's why they turned down to season 3. Now, going on to this team, wow. This Indy team is awesome. You gotta watch it.
Now, don't give me any spoilers. Don't.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm talking to the fans as far as you have to watch it. This team is packed with talent. They have a few Division I players that are here. I'm not gonna give no spoilers because I will tell you I finished the season. It is absolutely exciting. One of my favorite players, because I got nervous. My favorite player is Bobby.
Yeah, yes.
Hands down, it's not even a competition. Bobby Brown, and it hit home because he's literally from like an hour and a half away from where I'm at. And anyone that knows my story, I used to work with the juveniles just over a year and a half ago. So seeing him actually try, in the episode James is talking about with the name 3 things about you, the teacher, the English teacher, is actually talking to Bobby, and he couldn't think of 3 things positive about himself. He goes in later and goes into details of where he's from, but the kid has heart. He goes through it, and just watching his story is awesome. Now let me talk about this coach, my man.
Okay, lay it on.
You're 3 games in, so I'm going to talk about up to that because, like I said, I don't want to ruin it. I'll put it like this because I want to get my opinion out there without ruining what happens. I changed my views about him.
Okay.
When we first started, up until the point you're at, I was like, wow, if this dude's a D2 coach, I have a chance of going, and being the next Alabama coach. If this dude's, making it in JUCO, I should say, I got a shot. Because I felt like...
Hold on, let me jump in here real quick.
Yeah,
Is it... Now, you say that, because now I'm curious, because I'm only 3 games in, and I feel like...
that's what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about up to your part. I'm not going to go any further. But, if you watch the first 3 games, game 1, he loses control. He is calling plays that make no sense, but he loses control from a quarterback who went to FSU's and used to being prepared all the time and doesn't trust him and completely takes over the game. So, and he let him walk over him, and I didn't like it. As the coach, you got to step up and do that. And then when it comes to play calling, he definitely is all over the place at first, But I think for me, watching the season develop, I think it was more of a matter, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because, like I said, he absolutely changed my opinion by the end of the season. But I think it was a matter of maybe this is as much of the playbook as the kids were able to take on at that time. Maybe they didn't know the full playbook, but the further we get, we see stuff start to work. But he definitely is a risk caller, and he changed my opinion. I like him as a person and whatnot, but coaching is a little, if you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. If you're an offensive guy, you're gonna go nuts. Like you're gonna be on the edge of your seat the whole season.
So just to throw out a couple, the quarterback you're talking about, Malik Henry, Florida State quarterback. Now, for me, because I think it's like the second, was it the no, it was the first game.
First game he lost.
He called the play, and Malik checked out of it.
Yes.
For me, that's not so much. For me, I feel like Malik feels like he's bigger than this.
He is.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. You were at Florida State. They gave you multiple chances to get everything together.
Absolutely.
And you didn't do it. Now, don't get me wrong. Anybody who's followed Jimbo Fisher's career when it comes to quarterbacks, this dude is calling NFL plays.
Yeah.
So maybe I can understand why Malik's like, this is below me, but at the same time, you're in Independence, Kansas for a reason.
Yes.
I'm not saying lose the swag, but I'm saying just be humble because I just got to the part where they were talking about grades.
Oh yeah.
Malik went from Florida State to here, and he's failing art.
Yes.
Stuff like that, and you're saying you're better than that, you're better than this. Everybody knows, you can have all the talent in the world, but you got to be humble about it. I'm not saying lose the swag, but just understand you put yourself in this position.
Another player that I absolutely loved in the show, and it's the dude obviously can make plays. He's from Texas Tech, so he had another D1 player is Carlos Thompson.
Yes.
The wide receiver, Carl. The dude is not a tall receiver by any chance, by any means. He looks like he's a short slot guy. He plays with a lot of heart. Here's the thing. In the beginning of the season, he's another dude that changed my opinion about him. He was this dude that came in. He knew he had all the talent. He just wanted the shot. You hear him voice his opinion as well about the coach a little bit. And not agreeing with what's going on in those games. But when I tell you no one matured more than him over the season, it is insane. Please, if you love football, you got to check out season 3. It is absolutely insane. I'm going to give you something to look forward to because you didn't see it. Bobby Brown, his name's Bobby Brown, right? Or Bruce, I'm sorry, it's Bobby Bruce, not Brown. I'm tripping. Mr. Bruce, he did something that absolutely got me pumped up. I was jumping up in my couch. I left my couch. Let me paint the picture real quick. I ain't going to tell you. It's not a play. It's not something like that. It's just a pregame, and it had me pumped up. I was fired up. I was ready. I almost called you and said, let's get a team together.
Okay.
It was before a game. The dude, and they're wearing, of course, their blacked out jerseys, so that alone
already got you
exactly hyped. Off rip. This dude comes out with a purge mask, the bunny mask with the blood on the face, and he just turns his head sideways and looks at the whole team, scary, and then he sits down like Indian style and starts rocking back and forth, eyeballing the whole team, and then a teammate comes up behind him and kind of rocks him. When I tell you the mind games, oh my God, dude, I was pumped. I was like, dude, let's go kill somebody right now.
Whoa, back up.
I'm talking on the football field.
Can't go to jail with you. I'm too little.
On the football
too
field.
Little.
Dude, it was insane. It was awesome.
But since we're talking about, football and stuff like that, if there's any fans out there who know a high school player that would like that needs to get a shout out. You know, doing big things, and you know,
Absolutely.
you just trying to get his name out there. I mean, let us know. Hey, send us his stats, the big game he had, and if you can, if you're able to, we'll try to work in some video of him. You know, because that's the big thing, and that's the other thing we like to do here on 3 Dream Sports is to give people the opportunity to achieve their dreams. Because thanks to you fans, thanks to Derek Martin, you know, for inviting me on to this. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to achieve our dreams, and if we can help somebody get noticed, if we can help somebody just get a community college scholarship to play football to continue their dreams, or just to get them out there. Hey, hit us up. You know, drop something on Everything Sports. Hit us up, because that helps out a lot of people. You know, just we want to see everybody have a fighting chance to achieve their dreams, just like we're trying to do ours. I know Derek's talked about he knows a couple of high school coaches in Florida who he can talk to, but you know, for the fans, hey, even if it's not sports related, you just know know a kid who brought his grades up, you know, did something great in the community. Let us know so we can give him a shout out, because that's the other thing we want to try to do. We want to try to get people shout outs. So I'm going to go ahead and throw one out there. Jeremy Anderson gave us a great shout out. Bean Blossom gave us another great shout out.
Yeah.
You know, to the fans, thank you, because without you, we're just two guys sitting here talking to each other. So that's my little piece. I'm going to kick it to Derek if he has anything to add to that. But like I said.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We appreciate you guys more than you ever realize. Jeremy, Dean, you guys have been awesome, helping us grow, and the shout-outs were awesome. Touching on the student-athlete thing, as far as that, man, we would love to even get interviews. If you're a student-athlete out there, you know a student-athlete, and you're playing sports, you know, we can contact us. Might be able to set up a phone interview, or if you're local, get you in person. So please be in contact if you're an athlete, so we could definitely try to get you on the show and get you some more exposure.
I mean, hey, everybody deserves.
We got a fan right here. One of Derek's former players was in the room tonight. Yes, I noticed that. That is awesome. I'm happy to say that I coached this kid.
Okay.
You know, it's so awesome, because when I first started coaching him, you know, he was, for the younger kids, I was like, man, this dude's going to be the perfect DB. I said he could definitely be my shutdown corner. When he pressed kids, no one got away from him, you know.
Okay.
And he immediately shut down that field for his age group when he pressed him. But I was like, man, how can I get this dude? How can I get him the interceptions, you know, so he can have fun? Because he was having fun, but he wasn't getting the interceptions he wanted.
Okay.
So what I did do is I took someone else who was a solid corner, and I switched him. I moved him to the corner position. I moved Cole, the youth we're speaking of here, I moved him to linebacker.
Okay.
And, you know, it gave him that flow in the zone to just roam that center, and he annihilated, man. He was getting interceptions left and right, stopping runs, and it was just a blast, man. Me and Jeremy, that was the team we coached. We ended up, you know, when I tell it, we went undefeated. We definitely won the championship.
Hey.
Yeah, we had a game that, you know, technicalities and stuff, and
either way,
I'll tell you the story real quick. It's a good story. The parents that supported me afterwards, because without you guys, I would have been, you know, gone. So I love you guys, and to this day, I appreciate you. What happened is I told my defense, I was a defensive coordinator, I told them to be aggressive, but we're going to play fair. You know, anytime a kid got knocked down, we were going to help them up.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put him back down. On the sideline, a parent of the opposing team came up and came right next to me and some of our other kids, and told his kid to injure our players on purpose. It was loud, and it was clear as day. You know, I asked him, hey, what'd you say? He repeated it. At that point, we get into an argument. The game finishes. The parent comes on the field. He storms the field. You know, I let the fan or the refs know what happened. At this point, I'm on the field. I'm cursing with the parents, telling him, he handled the situation wrong with the kids in his face. Definitely had to go under the review, but all our parents definitely came to my aid and said that I was definitely there to support and protect the kids, and I definitely appreciated the parents having my back on that. That was awesome. So yeah, that was definitely one of the games that they took it away from us. I guess you could say. We were undefeated though, won the championship. So
you were auditioning for Last Chance U?
Yeah, I was, man. Because listen, it was kind of messed up to. It really bothered me, especially we're talking about kids, and you're telling your kid, you're supposed to be the parent, and that's the example you're leading, telling your kid to injure our kids on purpose, just because they're being outcoached, outperformed. Our players are literally, outplaying them. And it's not like we were this cocky team who.
So you weren't Miami.
We weren't out here, leaving our starters in all game. No,
okay.
We just literally coached our kids up from starters to third strings and so on. We literally, coached everyone up. We had kids who were making plays that were our third string guys.
Okay.
That we were like, holy crap, this dude's shining. Like, who's seen this coming? Ms. Bernadette, did you pull a cam? Yes, I can say I did pull a cam.
Wow.
So,
Sir?
My cam was more. Listen, this in the other words almost turned into a Ron Artest moment. Yeah, this was more Ron Artest. It was a little more serious than that. That's why I said I appreciate the fans and the parents that came to my aid, because when the parents stormed the field, I didn't know what happened. The game was over. He stormed the field. I told the refs off rip, what happened. I did confront that dude when he said it. I told him this ain't the place, and as an adult, if you want to talk like that, that's for elsewhere we can handle that like adults somewhere else. I definitely, looking back, I could have handled it a better way, but when he stormed the field, that's when I kind of lost control, started cursing. I was upset. Fans grabbed chairs. It was really messed up, man. This took place in Colorado Springs. It was absolutely
the hood. It's okay.
It literally turned out to be similar to Game 1 on Last Chance U in a sense, without the actual fight, man. Like, everyone stormed the field. We had parents on there, and to be honest, they were all trying to get to me because I was addressing the one parent. I never actually laid hands on them. I never did any of that. I told our kids to get back and whatnot. We get separated and whatnot. And I went in front of the board. It got big. I went in front of the board. I apologized to everyone, my actions. I apologized to our parents, and the parents said, you did what we would have done, and we appreciate that you would fight for our kids, especially when people were trying to hurt our kids on purpose. So,
well,
it was definitely interesting, a learning experience. It was definitely a learning process for me.
Well, with that being said, like I said, first, before we leave, to the fans, we want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to tell your friends, your family, and everybody else about us. Go to the page, Everything Sports. Like, comment, subscribe to that page.
Jeremy wanted to end on this. I caught hell for you, but it was a learning experience. You definitely did, and hey, I apologize about it, man. I definitely appreciate you backing me up, man.
But, hey, like us, subscribe to us, tell your friends about us, because without you fans, we're just two guys sitting here talking to each other.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, just a quick recap. We hit the AFC East, West. We got the predictions out there. What we felt, what we liked, what we didn't like, draft picks and stuff like that. Also, remember, if you know a student athlete who needs a little shine, who needs a little help trying to get somebody to notice them, drop us a link. Let us know. We'll shout his name out. You know, if you got video of like highlights and stuff like that, try to get it to us. We'll try to work it into the show at the end. But once again, thank you guys.
Shout out to you, Cole. Favorite linebacker I've ever got to coach up.
There you go.
We got fans telling you don't forget Auburn shirts next week.
Oh, okay. So we gotta get. I gotta hit my Auburn person up. So I'm gonna hit that person up as soon as we get off this. To go ahead and get me set up. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I love it.
But I'm James Kern.
I'm Derek Martin, man.
Hey, 3 Dream Sports. Hey, trying to do big things.
Subscribe,
like, do all that other stuff. But
absolutely.
with every good thing, it has to come to an end. So peace out from Denver, Colorado. I know Derek's trying to get his Tampa Bay jersey, on real quick.
Never.
Never? All right. Peace out, y'all.